Hi guys, it's Auntie Belle with My Fairy Treasures. Okay, you guys, I'm back today to share with you guys how to make, what are they called exactly? Book page belly bands with like a little list pad inside. So I'm going to show you, and I got this idea from, what is her name? Camellia Crafts Designs, and I'll put a clickable link. I've been watching her videos. I've gotten some things I definitely want to try that she has done or created, and I absolutely love it. So check her out, and that's who inspired me to do these. So I'm going to show you what they are. So they are belly bands that you can put into your junk journal, but you can also turn these into bookmarks too, to put into your junk journal. So this is what it looks like. Okay, that's the back. And let me open it up so I can show you exactly what we have going on. Aren't they just beautiful? And I did use my my printables to do it. So these are my printables here. And all my, I created these printables to look like, to be Bridgerton inspired printables, because I'm doing a Bridgerton inspired junk journal. I will link the video on that explains all about if you want to join the Bridgerton inspired junk journal challenge. At the end of the video, I will show you my printables, my Bridgerton inspired printables, and if you'd like, you can get those there. Every 5 printables is $2. Really, so really inexpensive. Okay, so here this is. You open this up like that. Okay, and then I might have some stickage because I just made this one. Yeah, let me just make sure I don't have it sticking. There we go. Make sure it's not sticking. Okay, so you open it up, and this is like the little surprise. Voila! Isn't that cool? So this is like more opportunity in your junk journal for people to be able to take notes. Isn't that fabulous? And then it just go back like that. This goes like this. This goes like this. And then you can just take your string and string it back up. Isn't that fabulous? Now, if you want to turn it into a, if you want to turn this into a bookmark, what you'll do is on the back, you can just put a piece of like my printables. I can just put this on the back to make the back solid. Okay, and then that makes it look like a real pretty bookmark. But the reason you don't put anything on the back is because you can glue this right in your junk journal. Let me show you. Let me bring this up just a little bit. So this is my junk journal, my Bridgerton inspired junk journal. I'm so excited, you guys. The 3rd Bridgerton series comes out on the 16th. So this week, I am so flippin' excited. That's why I wanted to do a Bridgerton inspired junk journal. Okay, so let me find a page in my journal here. Right, here's a page. I haven't really started decorating it yet. And we could put this belly band right here. So we could put a piece of double stick tape or the glue here and here and leave it open here so that you can put stuff behind here as like a belly band, but then you can open it up also and use it as to be able to journal. So that's really cool. Or you can even take it and do the same thing here. Put your double stick tape here or glue and down here, and then you can oh, and do it here too. And that way you can just put stuff in on this side, you know, like anything, like a tag, or I'll just put this. See, then you could do that and put stuff in like that. Or you could put it in the middle, and then it would be a belly band. So these are really neat. Also, like I said, you can put something decorative on the back side of it, and it can be just put in your journal as a bookmark. And when these make great gifts, especially if you put the solid piece on the back and now it's a bookmark. Oh, that'd be a gorgeous thing. Give someone a set of these with a book. Fabulous. Okay, so let's get started. Oh, let me show you the other 2 that I made. So I have this one, and then, oh, and you can make them any width that you want, and you'll understand that better once we get into it. Okay. Isn't that pretty? And then here. Now, when Camelia's Crafts was making these. I'm not sure if, like this part here, I'm not sure if she used paper or cardstock, but I'm using cardstock for this part, and this part here I'm just using coffee dyed paper. So, all right, let's get started. I'm just addicted to making these. I think they're gorgeous and so fun. Okay, so this is a piece of coffee dyed paper. Okay, so this is the perfect paper to do this on. Now, this is what's going to decide how wide you want to make your belly band. So this one is 3 inches, my strip. Okay, so I already cut this to 3 inches. Now, when I use this piece of paper here, laying it out this way, it's always 8.5, right? The width is always 8.5. So here it's 8.5. So I need this right here to be 8.5 also to match it. So that first needs to happen. So let me get my cutter out and cut this down 8.5. Now, let's suppose you have something. A second, let me just get this, make sure I got this right. Let's suppose you have something like this. Let me show you another one. All right, suppose you have something like this, and you really want to get like maybe part of this rose and this whole rose in. You'll need to kind of measure the width of that, and that'll kind of determine how wide you want your belly band, because you want this whole thing right here in it, right? So this one would probably have to be about 3.5 inches, and you would get all of this and half of that rose. So you have to kind of measure it out if you want to get something specific like that. And that's how I did this one. Let me show you this one, because it came on a piece of paper like that, and I wanted that rose there. So I kind of measured that out, and that's how I came up with the width of this one. Okay, so what I say, I need to get this 8.5 for one. So what you want to do is you want the length of it to be whatever the length of your junk journal page is. So mine junk journal pages are the width or length of a regular piece of typing paper. Okay, so now this is the same as this, so now they match up. So that's what you want. So whatever your junk journal is, make sure that the length is the same as your paper. This and this have to be the same length. The width of this can be anything. You could do 2.5, you could do 3, you can do 3.5, whatever you want to do. Okay, and what did I say this was? I think I said it's 3 inches. Yeah, 3 inches. So what we need to do now is we need to fold this 3 inches. So I'm just going to measure 3 inches and mark it with a pencil. Okay, and we're going to fold. So this is this first fold is 3 inches wide, and all the rest of them need to be 3 inches wide also. Okay. Okay, and then turn it over and fold again. It's weird doing things under the camera, because you can't just do it any old kind of way, because you got to be under the camera. Okay, just do your best to get this as straight as possible, your folds. You may have to redo it to get it. Okay, now I'm not ending up with the last one. I'm not ending up, sometimes like if it's 2.5 inches wide, a lot of times you'll end up right here at the end, but when it's not, you're going to end up a little bit shorter. That's fine. Just a second, you guys. I'm just getting this. Okay, I gotta redo this a little bit. There we go. So just do your best to get it nice and even. So there we go. And what I think I'm going to do is, this is what I like to do at the end. If I have an end that's like this, I just like to glue it down. so it can just become part of the end. So I'm just going to take my glue stick and just glue this down. You could just leave it as a flap. You don't have to. You could even turn this into a pocket, actually, which maybe I should have done, but whatever. Okay. So now when you open it, it will be like that. See? Okay. So now we have this, right? All right. Next. Okay, and this matched together, right? So now what you want to do is you want to split this in half. Either in half, you can either have it longer up here and shorter down here, or you can have it shorter up here and longer down here, or you can just split it in half, however you want to do it. I usually decide how I want to do it depending on the design. Like right here, I don't want to split it with the butterflies. I'm going to split mine like right there because I want my butterfly to not be split off. So I'm going to do it right there. And sometimes a lot of people like to do, well, not a lot of people, Camellia, she likes to do it shorter here and longer down here. But like I said, it also depends on the design too. So, okay, so the next thing we need to do is we need to create a little, I don't know what you call it. Let me get out my scoreboard. Now, you don't have to use a scoreboard. You could just fold it, okay? You need to create a flap on the end. So, we need a flap here because we need to be able to bend this over this, right? So, let's create a flap here. And you want your flap to be, I don't know, a 1/4 inch. 1/4 inch is fine. So let me show you. So I just scored that. And so see, that's about what you want. Okay. That's going to be your flap to go around the bottom. Okay. And then we want to do it to the bottom of this one, because what you want is you want these two to meet up like this, right? So we need to score at the bottom here. And if you're going to use a scoreboard, just do it at about 1/4. The 1/4 mark, and that'll be perfect. Okay, so see, look. Now you have that folded, and see, you have it folded there. Now, if you don't have a scoreboard, get one. Just kidding. Well, I would get a scoreboard if I was you. That is, if you're doing paper crafting like this or junk journaling, it definitely would be a good thing for you to get a scoreboard. So I would get a scoreboard. And if you don't have, though, you can just fold it. You can just measure it a little bit, 1/4 inch, or just eyeball it and go ahead and do that. And then you want to get like a spoon or like one of these bone folders and really, you know, smooth it like that. Okay. So you can either fold it or use a scoreboard, but using a scoreboard is really nice. So next step is we want to, just either round the corners. Like if you don't have a corner chomper or anything like that, you can just take your scissors and just round the corners just a little bit, okay? But if you have a corner chomper of any sort, like I have this one, it's a deco and a stub. I also have a corner chomper that just rounds the corners, but we're going to make it a little fancier. So I'm going to use, right here it says deco. So I'm going to use the deco corner chopper. So see how it looks? I don't know if you guys can see that, but see? It's nice. Now, what she did, which is I really liked, she had a punch that looked like it was for tags. It made a really fancy tag, and you could put your paper in it. It had to be like 3 inches, and that looked really cool. So I want to find that punch that she used. It was really, really cool. Okay, so now it's like this, okay? So what we're going to do, we're not going to do it yet, but I'm just going to show you how it's supposed to look. You're supposed to put this at the top here. See? Put this one at the bottom. And you glue or tape these in. I'm going to use my double stick tape. I did glue, but glue can get seepy and start seeping, and then it like sticks the pages together. So I think double stick tape is better for this than the glue. See, that's how it's supposed to look, okay? But before we do that, we need to do the little, like little buttons, but instead of buttons so everything's flatter, we're going to use cardstock. And we need to use a you can do a 3/4 to 1 inch circle punch. Okay, this one, well, this, you can even use this. This is 5/8, so I'm using 5/8. Okay, you can go a little smaller. Now I wouldn't go too much smaller, but you can go a little bigger than this if you want to. All right, so now I could just use a white piece of cardstock, which is what I've been doing, and then use some Tim Holtz Distress ink on it. But I have this left over from something, and I thought this would look really cool to do it out of this. If I can. Oh, good. Oh, that's. Is this. Why isn't it not coming out? All right, let me do 2 of these, and then I'll open it up. Let me do 1 more. All right. Usually these come out. I don't know why I'm having to open this up. Okay, there we go. That's weird. They usually just come right out. All right, anyway. So I had this, so I just thought that'd be fun. So now these 2 little buttons, look how nice they look. Doesn't that look cool? All right, so I do want to take my black ink. I'm using this black VersaFine ink. I kind of like a more permanent ink when I'm doing the edges rather than my oxides for this, because the oxides take a little while to dry. This dries pretty instantly, and I don't get it all over myself or anything else. And I'm just going around the edges like that. Okay. And I definitely would do the edges. It makes a difference. It just makes things, just finishes off the edges. Oh, while I'm doing that, let's do this too. Your card, finish off your edges. Almost forgot. I would have remembered once I got everything together, and then I would have had to try to do it. Okay. Let me just dab this in the ink a little bit more. Make sure my camera's still going, or my phone. One day I taped, and oh my goodness, my camera wasn't even going, and I went through like a whole video. I was so perturbed. Okay, let me just wipe off my hands a little bit. So let me show you the difference with these that makes. Look, see the difference that makes? Doesn't it look so much nicer? Okay, so the next thing we want to do is we want to find the center, just estimating. Find the center of this circle and mark it with your pencil. Okay? And then you want to take these 2 and put them together. And then I use a book. This book right here. And then I'm taking a little pokey tool like this. You can get this little pokey tool like this from Hobby Lobby in the jewelry section. Okay, and I see my little circle, my little dot that's in the middle, and then just kind of press down. Okay, I didn't get it yet, sorry. Okay, I'm underneath this camera, I'm underneath my phone, so that's why. And I could end up hitting this phone, so that's why I look a little awkward. All right, did I go through both of these? Yes. All right, so let's just make the hole a little bit bigger. So there we go. And I started the hole here. Just maybe make it a little bit bigger. And the reason you want to punch through, you want to make a hole through both of them at the same time, that'll make sure the holes are in the same area. So when you do that, put one aside, take these two, put these two together like this. Okay. Again, put these together and make your hole again. And this way, everything matches up and you don't have to worry. When I saw Camilla do this, I was like, oh, that's genius. Then everything matches up. Now take your pokey tool again. Don't poke yourself. And go right through both cards, okay? Now when you go to put all this together, everything goes together real easy. Okay. So now we have our holes in the same exact place on both. When I seen her do that, I was like, genius. Love that. Okay. So next, let's go ahead and put these on with our brads. You guys look at, I love this. Look at that. Isn't this beautiful? They had these for Mother's Day with the Mother's Day collection. I have this one. It's like that toile. I love it. And I have this one. And I bought 2 more. So, and I'm so excited. This one has buttons and these little light bulb safety pins in them, which I'm keeping right by me. And then this one has my brads in it. So we need 2 brads. I love these. Hope they come out with those again. Those are beautiful. Now I've found 20 million ways to use them. I'm kind of wishing I would have bought more, which I know sounds kind of greedy, but you can just, when you're like a crafter or a junk journaler, art journaler, when you do this kind of stuff, you have so much little bits of stuff. I could put paper clips in another one, and I could put, you know, you just have so much stuff, little things. Okay, just a second. Let me put, now what I'm trying to do, I'm putting this brad into this hole here. There we go. We got it. So that's what that looks like. Okay. And then you want to go through the hole here. So now you got that. And then you just want to simply open it up. And there we go. Voila. And there we go. Nice, huh? So do the same thing to the other one. And I had a bunch of brads at one time, but I ran out of brads somehow, or maybe I misplaced a bunch of them. I don't know. So I had to run to Staples today to get some. The price have gone up because I hadn't bought brads. I had tons of brads forever. They have gone up. I paid $5 for 100 brads. Used to be like cheap. I think I used to be able to get them at Dollar Tree. I don't know. But I can tell you what, if I see brads at Dollar Tree, I'm buying a ton. Okay. I didn't care. I'm in the middle of doing my mass making of ephemera stuff for my junk journal. So I was like, I just need to get this. I think it's actually cheaper. You can buy the brads at Walmart. And I think it's cheaper. I think you can buy them at the craft stores. But one time I went to go look for brads and I couldn't find brads anywhere. So I don't know. Okay, so now we have this one. So that's what it looks like on the back. And now we have this. Okay. So the next thing we want to do is we want to attach our flaps onto the top of this. Like that. See? So what I was putting glue, but the glue seeps and then it starts sticking some of your pages together. So I don't like that. So I decided to use double stick tape. Get your double stick tape from Dollar Tree. It's the best deal. And the double stick tape is excellent from there. Excellent. And $1.25 is a great price. When they first had this double stick tape come out, when I very first started crafting and doing junk journals and everything else, God, that was like 12 years ago. It was called score tape, and it was like $6 or $7. You could only get it at the like an official craft store. It was a mess. That much money for how we go through this stuff. Oh. And then Tuesday Morning started carrying it for $1.99, some little off-brand there, and it was good as $1.99. But then Dollar Tree came and it was $1. now $1.25. But I was so excited. So I always try to keep 10 on hand, because Dollar Tree sometimes runs out of the double stick tape. Not always, but there's been times where it's hard to get. All right, so let's put this on here. Turn this over. Do I have everything lined up? Let me make sure I have everything lined up. Yeah, there we go. Nice. That look cool. All right, so let's do it to the other one. Put our double stick tape on the flap. Isn't this so fun? When I seen Camellia do this, I was like, oh my goodness. That girl has some great junk journal ideas. So, I've been watching her. I got quite a few other things I want to try of her techniques. And I will bring you guys along and show you what I've learned from her. And definitely go check her out for yourself. And what's cool is when you watch other people, I also have another one of her projects I was inspired by, and I changed it up a little bit. So you can always change things up too, and make it your own a little bit. So get inspired by somebody, and then throw your own little thing into it, or change it up a little bit, or add to it. Okay, let me make sure I'm lined up here. Sorry I'm off camera, you guys. I'm just trying to make sure that I'm lined up here. Yeah. All right, we're lined up. Okay, now the other thing is going to do is want to see how this opens up. Oh, this one's opening up this way. It depends on how you fold it, how you open it up. It doesn't really matter to me. So this one's opening up this way. How fabulous. Isn't that fun? All right, this drives me nuts. One of the little things fell off my glass mat, and I need to find something to put under here to even this out. Or maybe I should take off all of the, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take off the other little dots on here. So sorry about the noise. I'll do that after this video is over. Research how to get those off of there. Okay. Just make sure that these are, this is another tool that if you you like to craft, art journal, junk journal, any of this type of stuff, this glass mat is fabulous. It's a Crafter's Companion. It's 13 by 19 glass mat. I got it from HSN, got on Easy Pay. It was only 20 bucks, you guys. The Tim Holtz one is like 30, 40 bucks. And this one's pretty much very similar to it. It has all type of rulers and grids all the way across this way and this way. This makes your life so much easier. Plus, you can clean it off really easy. It's just awesome. Okay. Next, I have some, this is some cotton. You can use cotton, twine, whatever you want to use. And what you want to do, come down as low as I can without hitting my camera. You may have to lift this up just a little bit to get started and to go around. And because this is going to be the short end, the end you're not going to touch to open this, just make that short and then go around it once or twice. I just go around it once. There we go. And then go straight down and start going underneath here. Don't pull too hard because then you're going to distort your paper. You want it taut, but not too taut, or you'll start destroying. You'll start destroying just the way this lays. Not destroying. That's a little bit harsh of a word. There we go. Isn't that easy? And when I seen her put these on, I've never put these on before. I've always wanted to do something like this, but how other people explained it, it seemed kind of hard. But when she did it, I'm like, that isn't hard. It's not hard at all. So look how fabulous this is. Isn't this pretty? I love it. Now, like I said, if you want to turn this into a bookmark, you can just take another piece of scrapbook paper and cut it the same size, put it on the back, and it'll be solid back there. And then you can just use it as a bookmark with the surprise inside where you can journal inside. So cool. I love it. All right, let's do one more. What time? We got 30 minutes. We've been on for 30 minutes. We'll do one more. And if you want to decorate these, you can decorate them if you want. But these papers are so decorative already. I don't want to cover anything up. I love the way it looks. So for the most part, I'm choosing papers that are real pretty and decorative, which my printables are very, very decorative. So you'll be able to make some cool stuff out of them. Oh, let me just show you one of the printables. This is where I got that from, is from this printable. This Bridgerton inspired printable that I created. Love. Okay, next thing I want to do is I want to make another one, but I'm going to use, okay, what this is this is, I bought a bunch of planners that were outdated for $1.50 a piece. I'm going to show you what we're going to do with the outdated journals or outdated planners or old planners. I'm going to show you what we're going to do with those. But this is the these are the dividers. Look at the beautiful paper, and it's cardstock. It's like a toile. Isn't that gorgeous? So Bridgerton inspired. So I thought, let's do one out of this. Okay, so the length of this, let's see what the length of this is. Okay, so I'm going to cut, wait a minute. Oh, this is longer. Okay, I only need 8.5. Okay, so we're going to cut this down to 8.5. And what width do I want to use? Let's do, I love them 3 inches. Let's do them 3 inches. So first, let's cut the strip to 3 inches. And the design is the same all over, so I don't have to worry. Let me bring my phone up a little bit. The design's the same all over, so I don't have to worry about getting the design in the middle or wherever. So I can just do it wherever I want. So for the sake of this paper, and I could probably make 2 of them out of this same paper, so always save all your pieces. You can do a lot of cool stuff with that. Okay, so we're gonna go with 3 inches, 2 1/4, 2 1/2, 2 3, 3 inches. So we're gonna go with 3 inches. And let's just cut this one 3 inches also, so then I can make another one. Yeah, I figured. Perfect. So now we have 2 of them. So I can make 2 of them. I can make one that'll be a belly band and one into a bookmark. Fabulous. Ooh, or maybe we should just make this one a bookmark period, because I have 2 of them the same. That's what we're going to do. All right, I'm going to put these together. Now, the length needs to be 8.5, because the length of the pages in my journal, my junk journal, are 8.5, right? So let's just make this 8.5 here, and I'm cutting both of them at the same time. Okay, again, even the little bits like this, keep them. We got so much stuff we're gonna do with with little pieces. Okay. Now let's get another piece of coffee dyed paper. Look how pretty this coffee dyed paper is. Isn't this gorgeous? Ooh, I love it. All right, so let's get another piece of coffee dyed paper. And what did I say? These are 3 inches. Yeah. So we need this to be 3 inches. Okay, so let's fold this 3 inches. I mark it with a pencil 3 inches, and that's where I know to do my fold. Oh, this paper smells so good. What I do to coffee dye, it makes it so fast, you guys. I go to Dollar Tree, get yourself a spray bottle at Dollar Tree, then go to the kitchen section and get their instant coffee, okay? And what you want to do is you want to take 3/4 of a cup of instant coffee, 1 cup of water. Do hot water. And then it'll all dissolve. And then splash in a little bit of rubbing alcohol. You can pick that up at Dollar Tree while you're there too. And you know how much? Just put a couple of splashes in there. And what that does is that acts as a preservative. So then I take like a big cookie sheet and I put my papers down that I want to coffee dye and I just spray them. Spray, 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 spray. Put 3 or 4 down on the cookie sheet and spray. Spray, spray, spray. Put another, then lay more papers on top. 3 or 4 at a time, spray. And you do it so quickly. It's so much quicker than doing like a whole dye bath and all that. And look how cool my papers came out. And when you layer them, and then I go throw it outside and let it dry. When you I don't put them in the oven. It crisps up your papers too much. I used to always try to do it and my paper would turn out too crunchy. But when you have them laying on top of each other, it really helps create more design in the paper. Okay, once you get it, you may have to refold a little bit like I just did. Okay, now on this one, I'm ending up, because I'm at 3 inches. The other one was at 3.5? I don't know. This one, I'm going to go ahead and, no, I'm still going to do the same thing. I'm still going to do that. I'm going to go ahead and let this lay this down and glue it down. Now when she did hers, I didn't see her glue this down. I don't know what she did. Maybe she did. I can't remember. Anyway, I'm gluing mine down. I think if you do 2.5, if you make this 2.5 inches wide, you end up with it perfectly. But this is wonderful. Look how beautiful that coffee dyed paper turned out. Oh, I love it. Okay, so this one, we need to cut this one either in half or make one longer, one shorter. Let's do this. I think I'm going to cut this one shorter at the top and longer at the bottom on this one. Oh, this is another thing I would get. A paper cutter, eventually if you can. They're probably about 25-30 bucks. Use a coupon at Joann's or Michael's and pick one of these up. You guys see how I'm using it. I use this so much. It's one of my favorite things to have in my repertoire are corner chomper. Oh, the corner chomper. These are about, they used to be $30-$35. Again, use a coupon. And they have ones that just do a rounded corner. This one has a deco and a stub, and my other one just does rounded. What's nice about this, you can go through super thick cardstock, cardboard, leather. That's what's nice about these. And this is called a We Are Memory Keepers Crocodile Corner Chomper. So it's a corner chomper, and this one's by We Are Memory Keepers. I'm sure there's different brands. You can also get yourself just a little small corner chomper, and that's only like maybe $5 or $6. You can just get one like that. Now it can't go through leather and super thick, but it can go through nice cardstock. So I tell you guys these things so that if you're new to the whole world of crafting, you can know where to get this stuff. Okay, now this is how I'm going to do it. Okay, like this. So this is going to be the top. And these are going to meet together like this, right? So where they're going to meet together is where you need to put your fancy corners. So let's do that first. Maybe, I don't think I did this first last time. Do it first, because then you know where you're at in your process, so that you don't, because the next thing we need to do is make the flaps. Because if you don't have this right like this, these two meeting together, then you might put your flaps here and you're like, oh man. But anyway, you can turn it around, but if it's a different type of design, you won't be able to turn it around. But this is a solid design, so you could turn it around if you messed up. So right here we got the fancy edges. See, hopefully you guys can see those fancy edges. Anyway, you can see they're rounded. The next thing we want to do on the other end, on this end and on the bottom end, we want to get our scoreboard out, and or get your or you can just go ahead and fold it. Okay, but once you have a scoreboard, you'll love it, because it just makes the and you want to do about a quarter on the scoreboard, about a quarter of an inch, or if you're doing it yourself, fold it about a quarter. But it just makes it so nice and clean. And you guys, you can use this scoreboard for so many things. And I'll be showing you different ways to use this scoreboard. How to make hinges like these. See these? These are fabulous. These are called hinges. And these are folded like this the whole way. So I'll be showing you how to make hinges and why you want to make hinges. They're fabulous. Okay, again, put this on the scoreboard, and right at about a quarter. There we go. And we'll put this down. And this is called a scoreboard. You can get these in any of the craft stores or even online. But if you go to Joann's or Michael's, you can use a coupon, okay? I don't know. Joann's and Michael's, all the craft stores have really cut down on their craft supplies. You used to be able to just run there and get any old thing. Sometimes you can't find certain things. It's really weird. And I would tell you to go to Hobby Lobby, because I love Hobby Lobby, but you can't use, they don't have coupons anymore. So you have to wait for things to go on sale, but they're not, what you need isn't always on sale. So anyway, but also check if it's on sale, you can get it at Hobby Lobby on sale. Okay, so it's going to be like that. All right. So the next thing we need to do is we need to get our little circle cutter here, and let's cut out a circle. I don't have any more of that one that I used last time. I really like it. Anyway, let's just go ahead and take this, and this is just a piece of cardstock. Get two circles out. Yeah, see, this time it came out. Remember before it didn't come out, but it came out this time. Anyway. Okay, so we got two circles. We want to maybe use a little bit of Tim Holtz Distress ink on those. So we're going to use some Vintage Photo. Okay. I'm trying to think if I want to use Vintage Photo or if I want, you know what? I think I'm not going to use Vintage Photo on this one because it's pretty. I'm going to use this one. This is another one of my favorites, Antique Linen. This is fabulous, you guys. It looks exactly like how paper yellows. It looks like that. So these are fabulous. You get these at Dollar Tree in the makeup section, and they're great for your inks, your distress inks, your distress oxides. So when you're there, pick them up. They're fabulous. Okay. It's so small. There we go. It's like, you know how paper yellows? It's like perfect. Like I would say this, and then use some Vintage Photo on the edges of a piece of paper if you want it to look like it's a book page that's aged really naturally. I think the combination is perfect. See how it just yellows it just a little bit? Just like how in paper yellows. Let me just give these both a second coat. Okay. And in my junk journal, my printables, I folded them in half and made them into signatures. Well, the other side was white. I did all the pages just straight from here with this color here and just went like this. I think in circles I did it. And it turned out pretty. And then on the edges of the paper, some of them I did the Vintage Photo. Okay, so here, See how nice the yellow, how it just looks so natural. I love it. Okay, so let's take, I'm using this one. I'm using VersaFine Clair Pinecone. It's a dark brown. Use whatever you got. And I'm just going around the edges. There we go. And if you don't have something like that to go just around the edges of something like this, you could probably just take it right to the, yeah, you could take it right to the pad itself. Okay. I'll show you something else you can use if you don't have one of these. You can also use, if you have the, you can get these at Dollar Tree. You can use something like this. If you have anything like this, you can use something like this too. So just showing you some alternatives. Okay, put those back in my tin. So next thing is let's put the little let's find the center. That looks good. Let me get my book out. And we'll poke a hole in the center of both of these. Kind of move it around just a little bit to try to get, okay, I felt it go all the way through. Perfect. See, now we're through both of them. Remember, you put those circles together so that the holes are in the same place. There we go. Then I kind of just go like this just to, and these pokey tools, like I said, I found them at Hobby Lobby in the Joy section. That's where you find these pokey tools. Okay, if you're looking for that pokey tool. Okay, so now we have two of them and the hole is in the same exact place in the center there. And then we need to put it on, oh, then we need to take these two, right? Put them together. Did I hit that one? Yeah. All right, anyway. Put those together, take this, put it on, so we can kind of center it at the bottom. I don't go right to the end, I go about right there, but you want to make sure it's kind of centered on both sides there. And again, use your pokey tool and go through, bam. Okay, next we need to get some brads. Look how this is like that toile, just like this is. Isn't that cool? And let's get out two brads. There we go. And what I want to do with these, see how the gold they are? I like them, but I like to see them age. So you can take Tim Holtz Distress ink and not distress ink, Tim Holtz alcohol inks, and throw them in a bowl. Throw the alcohol ink in a bowl, like maybe a little bit of brown and a little bit of bronze color. Just kind of splash it around, and then take a blending solution, or I think it's 80 proof alcohol, rubbing alcohol. I think it's 80 or 90. I usually have it right here. If you don't have blending solution, and you can use that with the alcohol inks. And that's what I buy now. I don't buy the blending solution. I just buy the, I think it's 80 or 90 proof rubbing alcohol. Why is that not sitting here? Usually it's sitting at my desk. Anyway. I probably call myself trying to reorganize, and there it goes. Okay, so let's poke the brad through the middle. And then poke the brad through the hole here. And there we go. Make Makes me wonder what I do with that alcohol. It's a big bottle of alcohol. Anyway. Because I want to do that. I want to probably do that when I get off of here. Okay. And then poke this brad through the center here. And if you're a little off, that's fine. Like, look, I'm a little off. I'm not right in the center. It's a little off, but it doesn't matter. Perfection's for the birds. That's what I say. Okay, and press it through. Okay, and then okay, there we go. Now we need to put double stick tape on our flaps up here at the top. So let's do that. And this is the first time with you guys that I'm going to make it into a bookmark by not leaving the last page blank. I'm going to put, remember, this on the back so it can make it into a bookmark. You know, it'd make a great Christmas present and very inexpensive. You know, be looking, especially if you know somebody who's a reader. You know, Dollar Tree always has books for $1. And they got good books. Those books come from, you know, Barnes and Nobles and Target, everywhere, Walmart. And give somebody a couple of books or cookbooks, and then make some of these really fancy bookmarks. They would love that. Okay. All right, now let's take our tape off of here. Yeah, we'll do this one first because the shorter one's gonna go on top. And like I said, if you don't have the corner chomper to chomp your corners, you can just take your scissors and just round the corners out a little bit, okay? Or you don't have to round the corners at all. You can leave it square if you like. It is up to you. It's your life. It's your junk journal. Do what you want to do. All right, let me make sure that I have this lined up. Do I have this lined up? Yeah. Okay. Okay, that looks good. And then let's do this one. Take that double stick off of here. All right, and then look how beautiful this is turning out. Oh, I just love it. So this whole old planner, outdated planner, had all of these dividers in it. Like, let me show you. And I pulled all the dividers out, and then we're gonna do something else really cool with the rest of the outdated planner. So if you have an outdated planner or an old planner that you've already used up, I got something to show you to do with it, so you'll love it. See, these were all of the dividers. Look how beautiful they are, and we can use them, and they're the cards, a nice heavy, pretty heavy cardstock, and you can cut these all up and make tags. You can use them as pockets in your junk journal. So look at the beautiful dividers in your planners, outdated planners, or your old planners that you've already used. Because you don't do anything with the dividers, you just use them as pretty dividers in between, you know, the months. Well, now we got something to do with them. That's going to be beautiful. Okay, So next we need to, oh, I got this flippin' gnat flying around me. All right, so now I'm going to take my, and you can get, if you don't have any cotton at your house, you can get cotton from Dollar Tree. You can also use kitchen twine too. I was trying to use burlap, but this stuff seems kind of thick to go around my, this whole little fake button brad thing. So anyway. Alrighty, and then go around and around with this. And I always keep this one longer. I keep this one shorter. See that one right there? It's that short there. And I keep this one longer so you know what your one is to undo this, okay? Oh my gosh, that gnat is getting on my third nerve. Well, hopefully I got it. Okay. Look how beautiful this looks. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh, you know what we didn't do? We didn't do our, see how I forget sometimes. We didn't do our inking. Let's ink this up real quick. We can ink right now. Oh my gosh, this gnat is getting on my nerves. Just inking up your edges just always makes everything look, just gives it an extra sharpness. A little extra. All right. That looks good. So this is what we have now. All right, so now let me just, oh my gosh, I am going to kill this gnat in a second. As soon as I can get a hold of it. It's driving me nuts. All right. Hopefully I got it that time. Hey, I would let the gnat live, but it is just all over me, getting on my third nerve. Look how pretty that is. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh my gosh. Okay, so the back of this, we can just take it and double stick tape it right on here. Fabulous. Okay, so let's put some double stick. You can either glue it or double stick tape it. What do I want to do? I'm gonna use a double stick. Or you know what? Actually, let's just do this. I'm gonna use a glue stick. We'll glue stick it. You could use double stick tape. You could use. I want to get that Fabri-Tac or Fabri-Tex or whatever that a lot of girls are using. I'm gonna get that. I just got to go to Hobby Lobby or some craft store tomorrow. I've never used that stuff, but a lot of girls use it because you can use it on paper to fabric, fabric to paper. So it's pretty cool. And I love having a collection of glues because you can just choose the right glue for the right situation. Oh, that stupid gnat. I didn't get it. It's still flying around my room. Or not my room, flying around me. Okay, just making sure that I got this all down. And you know what let's do? Let's definitely do the edges on this. And doing the dark brown just gives it a little more vintage vibe too. Like, look at that. Isn't that, look at how beautiful that is. And then you turn it around. Bam. Let's put this back in. Look at that. Oh, I love making these. I'm addicted. I'm going to sit here for the rest of the afternoon and just make as many as I possibly can. I want to make another one of these and make it into a belly band. Like this one now is a bookmark, right? So we have a bookmark. What other one do we make today? This one, which is just a pure belly band. And I can't wait to put them in my junk journal. And these are so these two we made today, and then these are the ones that I made before. And see the different widths of them? This one I believe is only 2.5. Let's see. Yeah. So if you make it 2.5, this is what 2.5 looks like. Isn't that pretty? So that's 2.5. This one I think is 3.5 or 4. That's 3 inches. This one's 3 inches. Do I have one more? And I have one more. This might be 4 inches. This one I think is 5. This one might be 4. Something like that. So you can make them any width you want. Make them any width you want, but make sure the length of them is the length of your junk journal pages. Okay. Second, let me just correct my camera so I can just get all these in frame so you guys can see them. And you guys can see they come together so quickly. So make sure you check out Camellia Crafts Design. She's the one who I learned how to do this from. I absolutely am obsessed. I love it. I'm making a whole bunch more. If you want to use my papers, I'm going to put you guys on hold. I'm going to go get my the printables so you guys can see them if you guys want to look at these. So if you want to order some, and they'll look like that. So just one second. Okay, so here are my printables. These are my originals that I made into printables. So, and they're, like I said, they're all Bridgerton inspired because I wanted to do a Bridgerton inspired junk journal challenge. So if you want to join the challenge, go back to my first video that says Bridgerton junk journal challenge, and I explain the whole thing to you. It's very simple. But if you want these printables, every 5 of them are $2. A link to my Etsy shop is down below. And it's My Fairy Treasures for my Etsy shop too. Okay. And everything on these, I won't explain them, but I go over more thoroughly in that original video. Let me turn these around. But they're all, everything on them has to do with Bridgerton. The roses, the Bank of Prosperity, butterflies, bees, teapots, calligraphy pens, all this stuff, everything that's in here, I've chosen birds, all of it, time. The time is for, what's his name? Anthony, who's always looking at his watch. The peacocks, the queen, she gets peacocks. The peacocks are new to everybody at this time, I guess. And then no one's ever seen these birds. She goes, does this bird, do they fly? She's talking to like one of her man-maids. And he goes, well, I can put her up on a tree and they glide down. And she looked at it like, ugh. And then these other ladies were talking about peacocks like they were ugly. It was hilarious. I'm like, peacocks are the most beautiful bird ever, in my opinion. Most people think so. Oh, not them. It doesn't fly. It's a big old bird. Anyway. So now, you can see that these are all horizontal. I think it's 15 pages of horizontal. So you can just take them and fold them in half and turn them right into signatures. Okay? And these are what I was talking about. On the other side, to antique them a little bit so they're not just white pages, I used this Distress Oxide Antique Linen, and I did it right from here, right from the thing, and just went right on top of it on the back of these and went like this, just all over. And it just makes it look like the most beautiful aged papers. And if you want to take a little vintage photo or whatever else you want to do on the edges. That looks really nice. It just makes it look like old paper on the other side. So these are all still horizontal, so you can just fold them and make signatures. And then I mixed in my junk journal, I mixed these with coffee dyed paper. And on these, I copied them off on cardstock. And the reason I copied these off on cardstock is because I want the papers to be heavier, because I want to be able to do pockets and all kinds of stuff on them. Then when I coffee dyed my printer paper, I did a mixture of printer paper and cardstock. But I did printer paper, so like that can be more journal-y type of paper. So I have a mixture of those. That's how I did mine. But you can do yours however you want. We're still dealing with the horizontal. Horizontal. I think there's 15 of the horizontal. Now, these ones are vertical. Vertical ones, you can still use these as signatures, but you can't just fold them because they're not the right way to fold them. Maybe you'll have to cut out what you want and then glue them into your book. Or make them as tip ends or fold outs, whatever you want to do. Or these are great to cut up into tags. Also, if you do it on cardstock, it's good to cut them up into tags. If you print them on just regular printer paper, you can make envelopes out of these. So you can see what I'm talking about. So these are all vertical. Look at that big old teacup. Drinking tea is a major thing with them. So are the calligraphy nibs. They're always, especially, what's her name? This whole third series is about her. Penelope. She loves a calligraphy pen. Okay. Look at that. I have calligraphy nibs going all the way across. Okay, so that's the whole collection of papers. If you decide to buy them all, it comes out to $10 for the whole set of printables, and you get like 25, I think. So that's, I think, a pretty good deal. Or you can just pick and choose and get this set of 5 and this set of 5, and there's $2 a piece. So very inexpensive. So hope you guys like that. To be in the Bridgerton inspired junk journal challenge, you do not have to buy my printables. You can use your own papers, your own printables, your own papers, whatever you want that have that vintagey Bridgerton style, and do that too. Also, there's a group called Our Magical Little Place. Come join it. It's on Facebook. And you can go ahead, once you get your junk journal together, take pictures of it. Take pictures of when you decorate pages. If you make things to go in it, you can do that. If you have a YouTube channel, if you have an Etsy shop, whatever, you can leave links. Even if you don't want to do this challenge, if you're a junk journaler, art journaler, crafter, knitter, it doesn't matter. Come share with us and inspire us all, okay? All right, you guys, that's it for this one. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd love for you to do so. If you can give this video a thumbs up, any comments or questions, leave them below. Come visit me on Facebook and Instagram, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.